They hate the way you walk. They hate the way you talk. They said you're just the McGregor fanboy, that you never reached the top 10. They hate your wife, they hate your family. They said you're just a hype train, that you get kicked out of every gym. They hate that everyone is talking about you. They hate that your brand is booming, that you have cameras on you all the time. They hate the way you win, and win some more.
The last time I fought in Vegas was against MVP.
You say Vegas, baby.
Leandro, qual o plano, meu amor? Now we're here, we're excited, we're ready to go, we're ready to shock the world. Fighters do this thing called wake up. And in wake up, we do what's called the water load. Today I drink 10 liters. So number one, this is my first liter of the day. And I always write a little message for myself. This one says undefeated. I'm going to stay undefeated. I'm going to be the world champion. And I'm going to stay undefeated. Because that matters, folks. Let's go. I'm going to go out there and do what's natural and do what's free to me. Just go out there and have fun and be me. But I know I'm well capable of going out there and putting him in the dirt. I know I'm well capable of going out there, finishing him, beating him up, and doing it beautifully. The biggest thing that I can sit there and say about my team is they don't blow smoke up my arse. They are not yes men. And when we get an opportunity to shift everything on a dime, we get that call, my team doesn't go, oh, that's a big task. They're like, let's do it. Like, this is what you've asked for.
Two worlds collide at UFC 330. Islam Makhachev, the relentless grappler with 28-1 record and suffocating ground control, faces Ian Garry, Ireland's undefeated hungry striker with sharp boxing and rock-solid takedown defense. Gary's camp has gone all in on wrestling defense this time, sparring with elite grapplers to neutralize Makhachev's biggest weapon. On August 15, 2026, it's not just a title fight. It's a battle of youth and power versus experience and technical mastery.
This fight, I think, honestly, from the first time when I'm taking him down, I have chance to finish him because I saw his ground game. It's not so good, He have good strikings, long reach, long arm. He control the distance, always go back. But I see when I take him down, it's gonna be finish.
Yeah, he seems to really respect you and your greatness and everything that you've done, but he also says, he wants to beat you in your own world on the ground, and he's gonna bounce your head off the canvas and stop history from happening. What do you make of this?
Bro, I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, It look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview, He look very bad in the interview, honestly.
Islam Makhachev warns Ian Garry the moment he takes him down. This fight is finished. His ground game just isn't good enough. And when asked about Gary's bold pre-fight talk of bouncing his head off the canvas, Islam fires back, saying Garry looks controlled and scripted in interviews, like someone else is telling him what to say.
In the fight week, he always try to be like bad guy, but he act like he bad guy.
Right. Yeah, it seems it's interesting to know. I'm curious how he's going to approach this because he says he wants to beat you in your own world on the ground, but he also says he wants to show he's the best striker in this division. So which one is it?
Man, everybody know his ground game, Everybody talking, Everybody say, I'm gonna knock him out, Islam. I'm gonna do some beat Islam. But when fight's beginning, they all forgot what they say.
Islam calls out Gary's mixed message, claiming he'll beat him on the ground and prove he's the best striker in the division. But Islam just laughs it off. Everybody talks big before the fight, but once it starts, they all forget what they said.
I don't know, man. Whatever the future holds, but the number one focus, this is skinny twig, this Ian Garry. This is our main focus, you know. This guy talk a lot, you know, and we have to focus on him because every opponent we fight, or Islam fight, or anyone fight, we have them take him seriously, even if they're not a serious guy. I don't think he's a serious man, but you know, he's a competitor. You know, I don't think he's a fighter. He's a competitor. It's a complete different. He's a guy like point karate, like to touch and move, touch and move, touch and move. You're almost training for him. You really have to like be a track star to catch him, you know. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. I think he's a good fighter. He's an average fighter, and he's just hard to figure out because he runs a lot.
Ali doesn't rate Garry as a real fighter, calling him more of a competitor, someone who touches and runs like a karate player rather than standing and trading. He admits training for him is like chasing a track star, but bluntly labels him just an average fighter who survives by running.
When you lack confidence as a man or a competitor, he's definitely lack confidence as a man. We all know that. He have to say extra things to promote the fight, and I appreciate it, to make himself more relevant, to make people believe it's gonna be a competitor fight. And maybe, you know, every fight is different, anything can happen in a fight, but skill for skills. He cannot tie Islam shoes. He cannot even shine his shoes. You know, he's you know, the guy have what, 11 fights in the UFC, 9 finishes, 9 decisions. Islam is 10, last 11 fight, 9 finishes or 8 finishes. You know, Islam finishes people. Islam bounce people head off the wall. Islam submit people. You know, he's gonna do what Islam want him to do in a fight. Islam is gonna hunt him like a deer with a hunter with a 50 caliber machine gun. What happened? Listen, at the end of the day, August 14, Islam Makhachev is gonna send Ian Garry back to the kitchen washing dishes. This is what's gonna happen. This is what he like to do. We're gonna send him do house tours. He talked a lot, and he talked about me. I'm the manager, dude. Like, nobody cares about me, but when he talk about me, I'm gonna talk back about you. I don't think he's on Islam level. I think he's a great runner. I think he just avoid not to be finished, and I truly believe Islam Makhachev is gonna finish him.
Ali Abdelaziz isn't holding back either, the manager warns. Garry will be sent back to the kitchen washing dishes after August 14th. He even claps back at Garry for dragging his name into the trash talk, saying Garry is a great runner, but simply not on Islam's level, and predicts a finish is coming.
To go into this fight believing Ian Garry is going to beat Islam, because it's starting to feel that way. Just a little more and a little more. Charles Oliveira, just to throw a name at you, a guy that knows everybody, has the right to an opinion. He said Ian Garry is going to win. That's interesting. Ian Garry is a stand-up fighter from Ireland who idolizes Conor McGregor. So now we know everything we need to know about Ian Garry. He's a sharpshooter. He's going to use his hands. He's going to use his kicks. He can't do any jiu-jitsu. But then somewhere along the way, he started training with Damian Maia. And it was an interesting coincidence because he ended up on bottom against MVP with his back taken, but was never in trouble. So then we're going to go, okay, great. You had problems grappling with this guy, MVP, who's not a grappler. You got real big problems now because you're going to fight Rakhmonov, who's going to expose everything that you don't know. And it turned out that punching and kicking Irish kid had spent some time in the wrestling room, right? I mean, he just looked better than we knew that he was.
Even Charles Oliveira is backing Ian Garry to win, turning heads across the MMA world. Known as a sharp Irish striker who idolizes Conor McGregor, Garry surprised everyone by training grappling with Damian Maia after struggling on the ground against MVP. So when he faced Rakhmonov, expected to expose his weaknesses, that Irish striker showed he'd secretly built a wrestling game.
The 5-round club deals with it. And one thing that he had to deal with that night, Ian Garry has never fought where he was not bolstered up and he was the guy. Ian Garry's never done a ring walk where the audience knew this guy's overwhelmed. He's done that to other guys, but he's not been in that position. How does a guy do? Guys act one way when they're the favorite, but they seldomly act the same way as an underdog, and vice versa. Some guys will do their best work as underdog. Some guys actually get drawn down when you got an audience saying, I don't know, this could be a hard one. That seeks into them. but it didn't seep into Gary. So how are you going to beat him? And there's an answer, but I think the answer involves the judges. I think your way to beat Ian Garry is to get all 25 minutes. I think that there's a way Ian Garry wins, and it does not involve the judges. That Ian can take him apart, get him some position, ultimately on the feet, get him down. I'll tell you another thing about Ian Garry when he's on top. His base is what we call stable. The likelihood of Ian Garry being reversed is probably the smallest likelihood of anything that might happen in this fight.
Chael Sonnen admits Ian Garry impressed more than expected, proving himself as an underdog for the first time in his career. And unlike many fighters, the pressure never got to him. Sonnen says beating Garry may come down to the judges over 25 minutes, but warns that if Garry gets on top, his base is so stable that reversing him might be nearly impossible.
I just, you know what, mate, I'm not a hateful guy, I don't hate Ian Garry, but I just think every time that guy speaks, he just absolutely tarnishes his brand, his image, just like by what he's talking about. Now, look, I'm a guy for the power of the women, do you know what I mean? I have 4 girls and me missus and stuff like that. Power for women, of course, like we love that, but it's just the things he says, it's just like, and it's always like he's trying to buy love and buy, like, if he was a bit more like me, mate, people would love him, because he's obviously a great fighter, but the one thing as well is people can see and know a fake guy, and he's got fake written all over him. For me, he has anyway.
Fake personas, constant talking, and a massive showdown heading straight to the octagon. When the cage door finally locks, running away from the Ultimate Champion is no longer an option.
I think when you're was in his prime, it'd have been a hard, tough fight because of his wrestling caliber and pedigree. I've got the striking element over him, but he was obviously a lot quicker and faster back then. But look, mate, when I was in my prime coming up, mate, I was no scrub, so it'd have been a good fight. But look, whenever you fight, you could fight you all in fucking tap dancing, and you'd probably have a problem. He's just that guy, isn't he?
He does actually have a good dance, I think. I've seen him do this.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Will Ian Garry back up his words? Or will Islam Makhachev deliver a devastating statement on Fight Night? Drop your predictions in the comments, smash that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell for the ultimate fight coverage right here. Falcon UFC.